Hey, so I'm going to talk about social media. I'm going to talk about mental health in social media, but specifically when it comes to stomas and ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, The reason I'm talking about this is because I've had some issues myself personally, either making content or consuming the content, and it's quite a common topic when it comes to the comments on my videos as well. So I think it's important to think about your own mental health when it comes to social media and when it comes to consuming content that might mess with your mental health, because you might already be going through a mental struggle yourself. You might be considering surgery to have a stoma if you've got ulcerative colitis or Crohn's or many other things like bowel cancer, etc. You might be in the hospital right now, just had the surgery, and you're wondering what is coming up in your life or what life has ahead for you. Or you might already have a stoma and you're still worried about what lies ahead. So when it comes to social media like TikTok, like Instagram, the main worries that I have as a creator myself are the intentions for the video. Remember, it's an algorithm, and you need to remember that when it comes to short form media or any social content, some of the best videos or some of the most viral videos are because they've sparked a conversation, which could be good or bad, or it could be shock value, or it could be stuff that is just generally untrue. I'm hoping that that isn't the case, but people are trying to get views on there. I like to think that I've never done that, and I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm just saying you need to remember that not everyone has your best interests in their heart. So, for example, with stoma content specifically, people will generally talk about the worst of it or their struggles, which is important to know. I'm not saying they're doing that for a bad reason, but the way that TikTok works, the way Instagram works, is they'll keep showing you content that you've been watching for a long amount of time, which means that if you are worried, you're stressed, and you're watching videos about the worst case scenarios when it comes to stomas or ulcerative colitis, they'll keep showing you those videos. And I fell down this rabbit hole as well. And I learned about all the worst case scenarios that can happen with an ileostomy, with a stoma. And it's not necessarily that good for your own mental health. Yes, people do want information. Yes, people are worried. Yes, people are scared. And that's why they will go on there and they like to speak to creators. And I love doing that as well. I love speaking to people that comment and trying to help as much as I can with my limited knowledge from my monkey brain. And there is nothing wrong with that. I feel like, me personally, I just need to be aware of how much content I'm consuming that might not necessarily be the best for my own mental health. Me worrying about things constantly. I didn't even know that could happen with the stoma, those sorts of things. For some people, they may have noticed, I doubt it, but they might have, that I've not posted for 2 or 3 months maybe, and it's genuinely because of that reason. I feel like when I'm faced with ulcerative colitis and stomas and stuff on a daily basis, it doesn't really give me the opportunity to not think about it. I'm not a massive fan of feeling sorry for myself, and every time you see these posts and you see how hard it can be, you're faced with the reality of what you have to live with now. It's enough of a struggle once you come out of surgery to come to terms with what has happened, but sometimes you just want to not think about it and pretend that you don't have a stoma, like to just be able to get on with your day, because at the end of the day, that's the reason why you got your surgery, is so you can just live a normal life again. If you're constantly going down a rabbit hole of sadness, anxieties, then you might lose all that good progress you made. On the flip side of that, from making the content, it's sort of doubled it, where not only am I consuming it and I'm seeing all these posts, but also I'm hearing a lot of people that are in pain or people that are struggling, and it's horrible. Some people really are struggling, but it's not a case of that's going to happen to everyone. Obviously, people will be more likely to post a comment or post a video if they're actually struggling. Because if everything's fine and you're just getting on with your life, there's not really much to post or comment about. And this isn't me saying I don't want to have these comments on my videos. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. It's just I needed my own digital detox, if you want to call it that. Because being face to face with it all the time makes you very aware of something that has happened to you in life. But on a more positive note, the content that I want to start making personally are more the good things in life and what you can do with a stoma. And it's not, oh, look at him, he's done that because he's got a stoma. No, it's just showing people that everyday activities are achievable with a stoma. I know I would have wanted to see that when I was thinking about stoma surgery or when I was in hospital looking at videos. or even when I was recovering, I didn't really have much information there. So I want to show to people that, yes, you can go hiking, yes, you can go kayaking, yes, you can go swim in the sea, yes, you can do just simple stuff like gardening, or, you know, you can do what you want as long as obviously you've recovered well. And I don't think I'll be posting on TikTok or Instagram for a while. I'm solely going to just stay on YouTube because I feel like it's more of a discussion as opposed to, can I keep these people watching for longer than 3 seconds, which is not a good way of thinking about videos. We do need a community where we can speak to each other and talk about the good things, the bad things, and the struggles without having to try and cram it all into a 30-second video. And also, one bit that I forgot is stay away from Facebook groups. That is the first thing I did when I got a stoma, and oh my God, the actual horror stories you hear on there. I'm not saying that people shouldn't post on there. I'm just saying if you want to look after your own mental health, I'd personally stay away, because it really tanked my mental health, learning about the worst case scenarios that are unlikely to happen to you, but it puts the fear of God in you. Anyway, I just wanted to make a little video and let you know that we are all in the same boat. Some people have it worse, some people have it better, but we've all probably experienced what you watching has experienced, and everything is going to be fine. You don't need a 30-second video on TikTok to tell you that. You don't need me to tell you that. Just be aware of what you're consuming, how often you're consuming it, and if you are looking for real help, you are really struggling, speak to your stoma nurse, speak to a therapist, and they have stoma support groups in local areas. I hope they have one near you, because they do sound like a really good resource to be able to speak to other stoma patients. And most of all, you need to look after yourself and your mental health. It's a bit heavy, wasn't it? Anyway, if this video was helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm hoping to do some more adventure content out there, if you'd like to see that. I have some trips planned, and I have some scary things like whitewater rafting and stuff planned. So I'll see you then.